Hi, I'm going to talk to you about 5 ways to prevent tantrums at Target or anywhere. My name's Dr. Alana Roth, and I'm a licensed psychologist at Kid Matters Counseling. Many of my trips to Target involve an all too familiar scene of hearing that poor mom trying to keep it together while her child is screaming and possibly on the floor because he couldn't have that toy or icy. And the truth is, we've all been there. Whether it's Target or the grocery store or any outing for that matter, kids oftentimes have trouble managing their very big feelings. When these feelings become overwhelming to them, it doesn't take much for the poor kiddos to become dysregulated or unable to regulate their emotions. When children are emotionally dysregulated, that's when we see tantrums and meltdowns. But the good news is that there are steps you can take to prevent these meltdowns and help keep your children regulated. Number 1, let them know plans, schedules, and transitions in advance. This can be as simple as saying, Jimmy, today's going to be such a fun day. After breakfast, we're going to get ready and go to the library, and then come back for lunch. After lunch, we'll go to the park and work on crafts until dinner time. Some parents create charts on construction paper, others use a dry erase board. And while these visual guides are ideal, you don't need all the stickers and fancy crafts to prepare your child effectively. Verbally communicating the daily schedule and upcoming transitions with 5-minute, 3-minute, and 1-minute warning can be just as effective for letting your child prepare and transition well. Number 2, clearly communicate your expectations. This might seem obvious to some, but this is something that is often overlooked by parents. Parents assume that their children know the behavior that's expected of them. And sometimes that's true, but oftentimes children need to be told and retold expectations explicitly. Sometimes parents try to do this by telling their child to be good or behave, but in actuality, that might be just as ineffective. Children need specifics. Communicating the specific behaviors that you expect from your child will prevent misunderstandings and consequently tantrums. This would look like saying something such as, when we get to the store, I want you to stay in the cart and be my big shopping helper. Or, instead of getting a toy from the store, you can pick out one snack to bring home. As your child meets your stated expectations, you have the power to reinforce those behaviors and your child's compliance by immediately and continually praising him or her. Wow, I love the way you are sitting in the cart just like I asked. Number 3, provide praise and attention. One thing we can always count on is that children love attention and praise. They will get it any way they know how. If we provide that attention by praising positive behaviors or met expectations, those behaviors will undoubtedly be reinforced. This can be done verbally through labeled praise such as, Jimmy, you are doing such a great job waiting your turn. It can also be done with rewards and incentives, such as rewarding your child with a fun snack or activity if she leaves the park when you ask. Incentives work best if they are collaboratively decided ahead of time by the child and the parent, or else again, confusing expectations. If you reward and praise your child for meeting your expectations, they will undoubtedly be more likely to do so in the future. More importantly though, praise and attention make your child feel attached to you. When attachment is established and secure, children demonstrate increased compliance and emotional stability. Number 4, provide options. Parenting styles have evolved quite a bit over the past few decades. In my own clinical work, some parents initially struggle with the idea of providing options for their children, rather than just telling them the rules. Once parents see, however, the benefits of providing options that they have decided upon, they quickly become believers. This would look something like, Jimmy, would you like to go to sleep now or in 5 minutes? Or, Sally, would you like to sit in the front of the shopping cart or the back? This technique allows children to think that they are the ones making the choice, which then increases compliance, rather than being forced to do something, which increases defiance and tantrums. Number 5, frame statements in the positive. As parents, we are so accustomed to telling children what they can't do. However, telling children what they can do instead of what they can't decreases conflict and subsequently tantrums. In fact, parents and children go back and forth an average of 10 times when engaged in this power struggle. Although it is necessary to say no or don't or stop at times, oftentimes we can replace those statements with more positive ones. For example, don't put your shoes on the table can be replaced with put your shoes on the floor. Instead of saying you can't play with that, one can say you can play with this toy over here. Parents have countless opportunities to frame statements positively, and although it takes intentionality and effort, framing statements positively reduces power struggles and consequently reduces tantrums.